everyone. Welcome back to the Grace Notes podcast. I am Rocky.
I am Josh.
And I'm David.
This is a podcast where we three get together and we talk about grace, which is our walk with Jesus Christ, our faith. We talk about notes, which are things we just love and are excited about for the week. And finally, Grace Notes, which we're musicians. We're going to talk about all things music that we love, that we're excited about. Are you guys ready to get started?
I say let's go for it.
Let's do it.
All right. So, to open up our Grace section, first of all, how are you guys doing?
It's been a pretty good week.
I'd say the same. It's been a pretty good week.
Very busy, but good.
I use that to segue into we have a little bit of misunderstanding from some of our audience we need to address.
Whatever do you mean, Rocky? Please inform us.
Wow, we definitely didn't script this. We actually had a misunderstanding about episode 3. I know that was actually an episode where we actually ended up cutting some things and we kind of stumbled over our words a lot more than usual as we were kind of getting used to it. It just was not our best work. But we had a listener, shout out to my sister, that was just legitimately concerned about what we believed and our, or specifically me, because she knows me, thoughts about the realistic reality that is hell. Great way to start out the podcast talking about it, but it's so true. In fact, Pastor Josh, the GOAT, the MVP, mentioned it on Sunday. He said, you know, we often think about how real heaven is, but we don't live like hell is also a very real place. And while we were talking about people, the possibility of people like, oh, well, people choose hell, and looking at the Sistine Chapel and all of the things that are very Greek mythologically influenced in that imagery that is there, I still believe that separation from God is the worst possible thing that could happen to you. It's fire. It's unquenchable thirst. It is the darkest it could ever be. It is fire. It is just the worst. It is terrible. And I don't know how much more I can emphasize that. Hell is real. It is a real place, and it's bad. And we just want to make sure that we got that correction, or at least that clarification out there. We never want people to think that we're making light of the reality of hell. I'm just trying to point out things that maybe you need to think about in a different way, like the fact that we got a lot of our imagery of what hell is from Dante's Inferno, which isn't biblically based at all. So that would be the Greek side. So again, if you're really, really wondering what I was pulling from and asking those hard-hitting questions, go back and listen to the Tim Mackey sermon that is linked in those show notes from episode 3, and you'll get a clearer picture about what I was really asking about that whole thing where I stumbled over some words. But I hope it was still clear in the moment. Boys, you didn't say anything about it, so I assumed it was pretty clear.
I was just going to add on, that was in Pastor Josh's closing statement too.
It was closing statement.
Not in the middle, not starting it after everything he said, which is really good. It was just, he closed with that.
Yeah, he
so
closed with that.
How important it is to him.
Yeah. It's like, all right, go have a good Sunday. Also, wait, this.
And I don't feel like we get told that enough, like just how real it is and how much we should be living aware of that fact.
And when we say aware of it, it's not like to like just think the worst of all people. It's the very real sense that there are lost people that we know and care about and interact with on a daily basis that just don't know Jesus or won't accept Jesus and have a very real possibility of ending up there. Not because the Lord isn't good and not because his love isn't, capable of loving them. It's because they chose sin and they chose to be separated from God forever. It was their prerogative. And the Lord is sovereign over all. He knows our hearts. And he... Yeah, so many times in Scripture talks about how many chances he gives people before he judicially hardens their heart, like Pharaoh, or just kind of stops giving them chances and goes, look, like I'm slow to anger, but like we mentioned a few weeks ago, he would not be worth worshiping if he wasn't just. He has to repay that, and Jesus took the brunt of that for all of our sins, and it's just. Do we choose to accept that gift? You can give a gift If you throw a gift at somebody and they choose not to open it, they did not receive the gift. You could have the best intentions and have given it, but a gift has to be received. So that's it. Sis, I love you. I believe hell is real and that it is like the worst. That's putting it lightly, but like it's terrible. It's eternal separation from the light of all creation. The Lord of the universe. It's separation from his presence. It should be, it will be and is dark and terrible. Weeping and gnashing of teeth.
We have to be considerate of how much time we really don't have to share this news to other people. Because as far as we know, well, tomorrow's not promised to anyone, right? So today, or the moment you're listening to this, could be the last chance that you tell someone about the good news of Jesus and for them to truly accept him for who he is, or they experience just how bad of a place hell is. And that encourages me to be more apparent in my faith to all of my close friends, but also those that I don't know at all.
Yeah, I don't know if you've ever felt this way, boys, but the need when we go out into the quote-unquote real world where we don't know, like we have to walk on eggshells to avoid talking about the things that we talk about openly here. And like, not that we're trying to shove Jesus down people's throats, but like being able to talk about it as plainly as going, yeah, well, my hair is brown. And yes, I do have a few gray hairs coming in. Like, or, oh my gosh, I'm excited for this thing this weekend. I've been trying to, it should be easier for us than walking on eggshells. And we should not have the fear of man. And I say that preaching to myself, So just that. Any other follow-ups on hell and its realness? That's a good point, Josh.
I think we got it covered there.
I think so.
Okay. On to more interesting news. Guys, we want to give a shout out to our Russian listeners. Pew, 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 pew.
That's amazing. That's so cool.
Yeah, we did. I was just looking through the stats, and it says 1% of our listener base is Russia. That might be half a person for all I know. I don't know how many total people that's actually calculating into how many people like listened or clicked on it accidentally or anything like that.
How long they listened.
Or how long they listened. I'm sure you could dig into the weeds there and try to figure it out. I just haven't had time. I just saw that in passing. So we wanted to say, if you are from Russia and you are regularly listening or just listening right now, period, thank you. Josh, did you prepare a statement? No, Josh did not prepare a statement for our Russian audience, but this is where he would put it if he did have one in Russian. Yes, David.
A quick shout out to the newsletter. If you haven't listened to it yet, it's a way that's being reached to new people every single week. So if you want to listen to it or read it, it's not a listening thing unless you pull it up on your phone to read it for you.
It's true. Yeah, the newsletter comes out, Wednesday, Thursday-ish?
Tuesday night, Wednesdays.
Yeah.
I'll probably get a schedule better to where I can schedule it on a day.
Just keep them guessing.
Yeah.
Let's keep them guessing.
Yeah.
They'll never know. And it's a really good read. It kind of gives you a preview of what we're going to do in the upcoming episode.
And I'll do like a short little devotion in the beginning of it.
Yeah, and it's just great. Another supplemental thing to the pod if you are really enjoying this and hanging out with us every Friday or whenever you listen to this. So, shall we continue, boys?
Let us do it.
All right. So, into the normal grace questions. What is one way God has moved in your life this week? And what is one thing God has been teaching or showing you this week? You know what? I'm going to start. I haven't done this section first ever. So, episode 5 is a great time to start. Okay. So, what is one way God has moved in my life this week? I've been listening to more Tim Mackey, especially Sunday. I spent a lot of time running a lot of errands, so I just put some headphones in and listened. And I'm going to link it in the show notes, and I'm going to talk more about it here in a little bit. But something is wrong with us. That's the first thing that God has, I guess, moved in my life this week is he's made this more apparent. Something is wrong with human beings as a whole. And us as Christians, we know this. Like, we cannot save ourselves. But it's equally important also to know that what Tim Mackey was talking about in this sermon was he was talking about John 3. And Jesus was speaking to Nicodemus, who was, super highly educated, one of the top teachers, like has memorized the Hebrew Bible, like just so many, like he's up there. He's not talking to someone who isn't like in on it. And what was profound is he was talking about being born again. And, Nicodemus asks Jesus about being born again. How can one be born again? Something is wrong with us more than our inability to follow rules as human beings. I think a lot of times Christianity gets boiled down to sin management. While I think it's important to be aware, it's nothing that we can manage on our own. We need the power of the Holy Spirit to come and work in us and change us and empty us so that we may be filled with the things of the Lord to then make the right choices. Are we going to be perfect? No, not on this side of heaven, no. But I think I just thought it was so profound that's a way that he kind of moved in my life this week and go, yeah, you are a Christian, but you still need to hear this. We need to be reminded about being born again every day, right? Like we were born again and saved. And we needed a spirit and a heart change. We needed the spirit and our heart change. We could never try harder and do religion. It just doesn't, it doesn't work. And I feel like a lot of people end up in that spiral of just sin management. And then I also, where did I put it? In my notes that are a different section. The Tim Mackey sermon is Born of the Spirit. It's from the I Am Who I Am series. And I think it has the number 12 at the beginning because it's like the 12th in like a series of. It's really good. You should go listen to the whole thing. But if you listen to nothing else, listen to the very last one, Born of the Spirit. If Jesus is just your teacher, you're watering a cherry tree, hoping it will become a peach tree. Okay, stick with me on this. Okay, so if we are just doing sin management, if we are just like, I'm going to try harder, and we and this is non-Christians too, like or everyone expects things to just change because we tried harder. What did my wife say the other week? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. You might have this cherry tree and you're like, it'll be a peach tree if I just water it some more. Like if I take care of it more. No, you got to dig that thing up, get good roots in there of the peach tree, and then water it, and you'll see the fruit, the peach tree. He explains it much better than I do, but I'm just paraphrasing. We need a savior, not just a teacher. Stop looking at what we can do and look at Jesus. He loves us despite our heart and our disobedience. We just need to run to him. We must realize that our life is a false start. I repeat, our lives, just as they are, before we met Jesus, false starts, are just us by ourselves. We need something from outside of ourselves to animate us. Something outside of our lives has to animate us and give us purpose. Then he can truly work with us. Confess the sin underneath the sin, that we are worshiping a false God, finding our value and meaning and worth in something outside of what Jesus has done for us. And that hit me like a ton of bricks this week. The Spirit brings that insight into us, which means if you have that inkling and feel that heaviness and feel that like train hitting you kind of thing, that's not just because you felt that of your own inclination, that the Spirit is working in you. And that's a great sign. Keep following that. And then he goes on to talk about born again. And he's like, let's just relate this to being born. And I thought this was hilarious and also so true. How did you get born? It's like, no one chose to be born, right? Like no one said, Mommy and Daddy, dearest, I would love to be born right now, please. That is not, nope. You were born. Like you did not get born. You were born. And he said, you need to recognize that someone has labored and gone through the pain of childbirth for me. bled, went through all of it. No one looks at their mother's motives. We look to her and say, thank you for going through the potentially life-threatening circumstances, bleeding and laboring for me. And it melts our heart into a new state of appreciation and love. And it's the same for what Jesus did for us being born again, related to him being the being lifted up like the serpent, the bronze serpent that everybody looked to be healed in Moses' time. The same, obviously, that was a shadow of what was to come with Jesus when he was lifted up on the cross. We just need to look to him. Stop looking to ourselves for our own salvation and what only he can do. Jesus plus something equals nothing. Jesus plus nothing equals everything. And so, long-winded to say, I just was so overwhelmed with joy and just emotion listening to that podcast that sermon that I found myself literally in this room after doing a Bible study following that, just weeping in tears on the ground. And it's not like I was sad that something had happened. It was just overwhelmed by the weight and truth of that, and feeling the Spirit in that. So that's my vulnerable moment for the day. And then this one will be a little bit shorter. Now I'm going to take up the whole first hour of the podcast here. Rocky will never go first again. He taught me, I've been getting through the Bible in a year. We're on to Revelation. And there's so much mysticism, it feels like sometimes around Revelation, prophecy, the future. I feel like that's a lot of, John is losing it right now. I feel like that's a lot of things that take place. And I loved getting to learn that Revelation not only is a type of Jewish literature called an apocalypse, basically, which is not the end of the world. It's specifically prophecy that is different than we naturally think. It's pointing to the present reality of the current state of things while looking at how they will ultimately end up in the end. And so you can't be this is not a guide to putting the puzzle together. It's not a Mr. Beast puzzle for the end of the world necessarily, right? It's more or less looking at what was going on at the time in a context, and then ultimately how things will end up. That's kind of a shadow as to what will end up that way. So don't go as a kid. That was the Revelation was my jam, because I was let's go figure out and be Nicolas Cage of the Bible. How is the world gonna end? And it's just not that. And it was actually a letter that was sent to these churches. I don't know, it was just so cool. So that's one thing he's been teaching and showing me this week. Yeah, it's been a good week, a lot of knowledge. Yeah. So I've enjoyed it.
Awesome. I guess I can go next. All right. One way God moved in my life this week is that he has just shown me a new understanding in how I can study the Word. I've always struggled with it. I've always struggled with just enjoying to read and enjoying to do anything like that. And I haven't told Rocky this, but I actually took it from Rocky. These tips I use to study the Word now.
Wow.
Pew, 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 pew. I feel flattered. Thank you. And that has to given full credit to the Lord for that one, because I don't it's not me. Not a theologian over here.
But while we were going through Titus 10 together, I noticed Rocky just sticky noted the whole entire book everywhere. And it's probably just because he going through it a second time, so he didn't want to rewrite over everything else. But I just tried out with the Bible. And so last week I mentioned that I wanted to go deeper into understanding the names of the why they mean what they mean in the Old Testament, or what I'm reading currently in the Bible, and just the lineage of the whole of what's going on. And so right now I'm studying 1 Samuel, which I haven't studied before, and it's showing a nice insight into fight between Jerusalem and the Philistines and all that area, and the kind of the history behind that. And the very first chapter, it listed a bunch of names, so I took a sticky note and wrote the name as the lineage went on, and made connections, and then put the meaning that the Bible showed in the name next to the connection. and it made reading the rest of the next few chapters so much easier. And if a new character popped up, I put it on that chapter, and it just continued it with a new sticky note. And my Bible doesn't have a lot of margins, so I can't really write in it too much. But yeah, it's just, I never realized that I like this bibliography class Josh are in, and I never realized I like researching, and now I like researching. And so like that passion, and then it's now transpiring into the Bible as well. So it's pretty cool how fast it's gotten better.
Yeah, I love, like, piggybacking off that, I love getting to see, like, I love how you list all the names and you're looking up all the meanings. I love seeing how the whole picture is coming together now that I'm, like, 4 weeks away from finishing the Bible in a year.
Yep.
Assuming I don't mess up or skip a week or anything crazy happens. But I'll get done. But the point is, like, yeah, seeing the whole picture is just so cool. And the shadows, or as Pastor Josh said, the types on Sunday, it's just, yeah, this is single-handedly the best, like, most unified, amazing story that has ever been written. And I totally get, like, why in my youth I didn't necessarily fully believe that. I was like, it's so hard to read.
Yeah.
I think it does require not only maturity in our reading, but maturity in, like, an understanding and how it's all connected and why it's important. And I love, the Lord's timing is perfect. I feel like we've grown to understand it at just the right time when we needed to be able to use the skills that He had prepped us for, more on that later, to be able to fully appreciate it and not just skim over and go, whatever.
Yep. And then now, like, whenever I go back to 1 Samuel, or when I go on to 2 Samuel, I can do this with any book of the Bible, really. I'll be able to see my sticky note right there and just refresh myself before I start reading it again.
I love notes to future me, too. I love it. You're like, oh, yeah, that is right. It's great.
Yep. And then He's also been teaching me just continuing to trust the process that God has planned, set, and everything in my life. Pre-podcast, I mentioned that, and part of my prayer request for my Sunday school group today Sunday was that I'm just in an awkward time in my life where I don't know where I'm going, and I won't find out until like 2 weeks from now or maybe 3 weeks from now. And so just trusting that God knows which He does know where I'm going. I just will find out when it's His time, like Rocky just said. And so it's just in the back of my head, it's stressing me out, but just being focused in the present.
I don't know if they can hear us snapping, but we were snapping. It's good.
I guess that leaves myself to go for the grace section. So for me, first question, what is one way God moved in your life this week? I think He's been reminding me that breaks are very important, and they're kind of a necessity. And when I say that, most people would probably assume physically speaking, because I play an instrument. I know it's not the music section, but it's just part of what I do, right? But also mentally speaking too. These past 2 weekends now, I've spent the entire weekend not even touching my instrument. And that is so unlike me. David can attest. I practice my horn. I try to at least play it every day at some point, whether it's for 20 minutes or 2.5 hours. I try to get some FaceTime in, right? But with these breaks, like today, for example, I went from not playing my horn for 3 days to playing for 5 hours straight today. It's a pretty big swap, right? But I think that break actually helped me get through that. Like, not just in terms of physical fortitude, but just mentally getting through all of it. Like, today was a long day. But I felt like I was enjoying myself more because I took that time to kind of decompress, right? And also, physically speaking, I've been trying to get my steps in. I've been trying to do push-ups every day, get some exercise in. And when I was sick and when I was traveling this past weekend, I didn't have time to do those things. But I think it's good just to kind of have that moment of decompression, that moment of rest, just to, focus on other things, whether it be reading my Bible or just giving myself time to just coast, and be chill. So he's been showing me that rest is very important, both physically and mentally speaking. And the one thing that God has been teaching / showing me this week is that there is beauty in adversity. And this really ties in well. Yeah, snaps. I think this ties extremely well with our next segment. Mm-hmm. But to keep a very long story short, this week has been very challenging for me. A lot of things have been happening. And they've been stacking on like Legos, just boom, 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 boom. And I have the longest Lego stack of things going on right now. It's pretty rough. But I also trust in my God and the things that he puts in front of me. And I know that through all of it, there's a plan, and he is preparing me for the things that he has me to do in the future. Which I think ties in very well with our next segment. But the big thing is there is beauty in adversity. And yes, it's hard. There's things that are difficult and things that are very, very difficult. But the question is, are you giving it to God? Are you trusting him with those things? Sometimes, I'll be transparent, I find myself holding on to them a lot. Because I'm like, oh, I got it. I can handle it. Sometimes you need to give it to God. You just have to. And that's what I've been doing. And I think that kind of ties in with my rest part too. Is I feel like for me, I like to tackle things head on and feel like I have a control of all the things. But at some point, you get to a point where you're like, I can't carry all the things. And I have a God who is there with open arms, who's been there for the 26 years I've been living on this earth. I need to rely on him. So rest, trust the adversity, and give it to God. Those are the things that he's been teaching and showing me this week.
I think that is a perfect segue.
Yeah, it's well, let me ask you a question actually. Do you know what starts with B and rhymes with cook flub? That's right. It's book club. Welcome to book club.
I will never get tired of that intro. Did we rehearse that? Yes.
Yes, we did.
But I hope we're better off for it. And you are too.
I will say that jingle took maybe 2 minutes to make. Actually, that's not true, because I had to time the vocals up to where it was directly on time with the metronome. That took a minute. But, yeah.
I'm just always impressed by Josh's work.
He did it on his phone.
Literally. I'm over here going, if I had a studio, I couldn't make this happen. So,
just imagine if I had the whole interface and everything. I'd be unstoppable.
If you'd like to fund our upgrade to a podcast studio, I'm just kidding. No, we don't.
Josh becoming a music producer.
Any Elgato want to sponsor our setup? You can send all inquiries to what's our email again?
The Great Snows Podcast at gmail.com.
There you go. The Great Snows Podcast at gmail.com. We'd be glad to take any free stuff you want to send us, and we will thank you.
Yes, we will.
Because we will, you know what? This week for Instagram, we're going to take a picture of our current setup. And we're gonna
good idea.
And then people will be like, wow, surprised it sounds that good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, book club. This week we are still, of course, in J. Josh Smith's The Man for the Day. Wonderful book about the foundations of godly manhood. Does it say? Is that what the bottom says? What does it say again? The subtitle?
For what now?
The subtitle of the book?
Answering
I literally just turned to my left and look. I don't know why I was asking. It's right here. Answering the call to godly manhood, not the foundations. Foundations is Titus 10. That's his other book.
Yes, that's right.
So we've already done. So this is chapter 2, preparation. Does anyone want to kick it off on what did we find super interesting that we just have underlined? We want to talk about it. Some really good points that we think people would benefit. Also, if you're at home listening, it's not too late for you, the men, to go out, buy this book, and read with us. We're only on chapter 2. It's perfect time to start listening with us. There's also a free audiobook on Spotify if you have Spotify Premium.
I feel like we all underlined this, maybe not, but the first paragraph, the prayer that J. Josh heard is, Lord, do whatever you need to do in me so that you can do everything you want to do through me.
Yep. I underlined that one.
This week I was pretty busy, so I listened to the audiobook. So I did not underline anything, and that's okay.
That is.
because I still have some profound things to talk about, and I'm going to go back and actually read this again later and underline some more things, but that's good. Yeah, that prayer, do whatever you need to do in me. It's scary, right? But like we talked about last week, if we fully trust him and his love for us, we know that if we surrendered him, he's going to, get us to where it's better than anything we could do on our own. He has our lives in his hands. We only need to look to him.
Yep, and that ties in beautifully from the previous chapter. Pastor Josh called that prayer a prayer of surrender, a prayer of longing, and a prayer of preparation, which is the whole chapter is preparation. One thing that I wanted to point out that I think really segues well from what I was talking about in the grace section is in the... Wait, oh, I had it. Here it is. It is the... Oh, I thought I had it. Stand by.
This is our standby music. Oh,
I found it. Sorry, I just didn't cut you off the music. Bottom of page 37. The reality is, the seasons of suffering, struggle, waiting, and searching are essential parts of God's preparation. And instead of rushing through them or resenting them, we must receive them as the good plan of God to prepare us for the work he wants to do through us. Very easily, I feel this fight or flight reaction when I go through adversity or situations that I'm struggling with. But in the book, it very clearly says, instead of trying to just rush through it and forget it happened, it's a sense of we have to trust God through those moments, especially those moments.
It's swinging the weighted bat. We think of it as this is terrible. We humans love to live in comfort. I mean, I love comfort. I think about the many cruises that I've been on. And it's just so counterintuitive to go, yes, let me just try to prolong this moment right now. But yeah, it's such a mindset shift that he's working even in those, he's sovereign over everything. If we truly believe that, he's sovereign over those moments too. And he's doing more than we could probably ever imagine or see in those moments. Mm-hmm. Which is a great segue into the thing that I wanted to talk about which was just so profound when he mentioned how we can read Elijah's story in 2 or 3 page flips of that specific section that took 3 years for him to do in the wilderness when, all that was going down. And that's God looking at our stories right now. My mind was right? He can just go, okay, so yeah, Rocky's going to do, yep. Rocky.
That's page 41, by the way.
Is that 41? Thank you. Yeah. Profound that we can read Elijah's story like God can read our story. And I'm sure in the wilderness, Elijah was just... Hello? Elijah was just probably praying a lot of prayers of confusion and why am I out here? Not really seeing the full picture like we so often get. But trusting God through it despite all of his uncertainties about why am I out here? And all of that was to prepare him for what was to come next. And I think it was also perfect thinking about my own personal story. This is year 3 for me in Athens. In an ideal world, I never wanted to stop being a band director. I never wanted to leave my hometown where I bought a house. That was never, when I made those decisions before I met Marissa, that was my plan. I was going to stay there forever. I was going to do this, and this is what it was going to be. And then I met Marissa, my whole life changed. And it came down to the choice of marrying her and moving here and letting her pursue her doctorate and taking care of her with spinal surgery. That's a whole different story for a different podcast. But in that, letting go of my hometown and the things that I had decided thought that I wanted and knew I wanted, and I had charted my own course, the Lord said, I'm going to do more through you. And we're not even done with this time here yet. He's profoundly changed the way that I not only see his word and who he is and the way I study it and the way I talk about it with others and just our relationship and my walk and my sanctification has just... I am not even close to the same man I was when I moved here almost 3 years ago. And I didn't know that coming into the situation. And now I can see that. Imagine what else he's preparing me for just in my job, which is difficult. What am I swinging the weight back for there that he is preparing me for his purpose? So that's why, Pastor Josh says surrenders first. We got to trust that his plan is it. We got to be able to recognize it and surrender to him and let go of what we want. And then go and, not rush through those moments and try to see him in all those circumstances, know he's still sovereign, and know that he's preparing us for whatever it is. Just like I don't like running. I run so I can do the things that I'm called to do, which is be healthy, walk up a flight of stairs, help out around the house, eventually chase children around, and eat good food. All those things, and not feel like a glutton at any point, and make sure I'm taking care of what it is that I've been stewarded over, what the things that I've been given in my domain to have dominion over. And so, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like today's episode is mainly just about trusting the process that God has for us.
Trust the process, yes.
Because on 38, the last paragraph before painful preparation, he says, trust the good, sovereign, loving plan of God as he is working in you and on you. The work may seem strange and will often feel difficult, but it's necessary. I wrote down to pinpoint it to our current life, in my life, is that just like being a pro musician, trying to get to being a pro musician, it's painful.
Yeah.
It's a lot of hours.
Yes.
But we have to trust the process for it.
And that is the perfect segue to the next thing I wanted to talk about.
Do it.
There's a paragraph. It's rather long, but I think it's so important to read.
Read it.
It's, gladly, page 35. It says, if you are reading this book, I would imagine you have some desire to be the man God called you to be. As much as we want to see immediate results, the reality is God does not usually work that way. He takes his time with us, which I think outlines how much he loves us, by the way. Our outer activity is the result of the inner preparation of God's Spirit. If you want to be the man for the day, begin by doing the basic things consistently. Being God's man is less about doing any big things once and more about doing small things consistently. Read your Bible, commit to a local church, serve in that church, gather with a group of men for accountability.
Hello.
Confess sin. Give financially in a way that is sacrificial and consistent. Make good use of your time. Replace some entertainment for reading. And seek to live daily under the control of God's Spirit. Going back to David's point about being a musician and striving to be that pro level, it takes so much time and so much trust in the process. And sometimes in that, we imagine that in this journey, it's this straight line. The more time I spend, it's gonna be completely equal, right? I'm gonna feel only better throughout that time. No, wrong. You're going to have dips in the journey. You're going to have really high highs and really low lows. But that's what makes the journey more interesting, I think.
Yeah, I think it allows us. I mean, think about, you could think of any story in the Bible, but specifically the defining moment for so much of Hebrew culture is the Israelites in Egypt as slaves begging out to be delivered, crying out, please deliver us, send us someone, free us. And they don't think it's going to happen. They're like, all this stuff's happening. And, then the Lord shows up, plague after plague after plague after plague. When they didn't believe that Moses was helping them, they were totally against it. Things got worse for them before the Lord showed up. Fire, cloud, parting the waters. And, it makes them go, oh, you know what? Yeah, okay. The Lord really showed up and was preparing us for us to exit Egypt and into the wilderness, which then became more preparation to get them to the promised land, which is the shadow of where we are today between the already and the not yet. So good stuff, guys.
Can I say one more thing?
Please.
I feel like we wouldn't be fully exploring how awesome this chapter is if we didn't mention the name Hudson Taylor. This is a name that Pastor Josh brings up initially at page 33. He was talking about how his senior year of high school, he read Hudson Taylor's Spiritual Secret. And he talks more about Hudson Taylor in the book, in which he says that Hudson Taylor was a British Baptist missionary to China and the founder of the China Inland Mission. Now, we talk about Elijah's story and how we see 3 years in 2 or 3 pages, is something like that,
yeah.
right? And this story talks about how Hudson Taylor spent 51 years ministering in China, right? We talk about 3 years being a long time. Imagine 51 years.
I don't even know what that is because I'm 32.
Yeah, I'm 26. I don't know that time. But in that 51 years, he established 20 missionary outposts, recruited 849 missionaries, trained 700 native Chinese workers, and raised $4 million in the 1800s, by the way.
No emails could be sent for fundraising.
But this is one of the clearest things that we can see outside of the Bible of being fully prepared and seeking preparation, right? There's something that, let's see, in page 34, it says he wrote to his mother about this kind of preparation. There's something I underlined that I want to read here. He wrote, "There was no doubt that if faith did not fail, God would not fail. When I get out to China, I shall have no claim on anyone for anything. My only claim will be on God." That is the most pure display of surrender and striving for that preparation I've seen. I don't care about the other noise. I care about him, and I'm not going to expel judgment on whatever it is that I think I'm the Lord's and he's going to use me however he sees fit.
Yeah. And I love that it says he has no claim on anyone or anything. It's so often the Lord uses us being emptied of what we have.
Yes.
Or letting go of everything, or being forced to let go of everything that we have to best, I guess, tear our hearts, rend our hearts. Is that the right word?
Mm-hmm. I
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah. To just what is it, David?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Tearing of the heart, breaking of our hearts to the point where we have no other choice than to look to him. Right?
Yep.
I think about me moving to Georgia. I left my house, I left my family, I left my hometown, I left my profession. For the most part, at least what I was doing and what I knew. I left friends, I left colleagues. I had Marissa and my car, and I still, thank goodness, get to keep the house up there, but I don't live in it. So when we are absolutely stripped of everything that we surround ourselves with instability, the Lord will absolutely prepare us, forcing us. That kind of is like a forced surrender. Either we can choose to do that or just be miserable. And it's I don't know. Why would you just want to sit in misery? The Lord is constantly knocking and going, hey, remember me? Come get to know me more. Spend time in my presence. And I don't know, that's such a big part of my testimony story is letting go of control and the worship of control to the degree that I had it, and finding my identity not in what I have or what I did, but finding it in Christ and fully enjoying his presence, his word, his living word, and just his people too. And it's been such a blessing. I wouldn't change it. We're almost at the point now where Marissa's going to get her doctorate, and or we're all going to get, well, I guess you're going to get your degrees, and she's going to get her degree, and we're going to probably depart from the Athens area unless the Lord, I don't know, you never know. And it's I had such resistance and such battles with a lot of coming here, and now I'm I don't want to go away. Mm-hmm. But I know that the Lord's also going to prepare me for whatever's next. So I'm going I literally pray. It's I don't know what my career is going to be next. I have no idea what's coming next. I don't know. And I don't need to search the internet wondering if Panera is hiring in Albuquerque, because that's just, we don't even know where we're going. We don't know what town, where, how jobs are open. Why would I even look? Why not just rest in him? And wherever we're supposed to go, we're going to go, and the Lord's going to open those doors, and he's going to make it happen.
Yep.
Such a big deal.
Mm-hmm. I feel like a way to follow those two sentences is just the sentence right at the end of what Josh was talking about in 34. The making of a godly man demands years of spirit-fueled desire and discipline. It is not efficient, it is not immediate, but it's the way God built men. I think that closes what we were just saying right there.
100%. That was
Absolutely.
good.
Yep.
That's good.
I wanted to say one more thing. I'm sorry this thing's so long.
You're Apple over there.
Yeah.
One more thing.
One more thing.
One more thing.
Talking about Hudson Taylor and also tying in this concept of, going through adversity and trusting the process. In that 51 years where he was in China, he went through a lot of struggle. And Pastor Josh talks about that in page 38. He says medical equipment was extremely difficult to get. So he, being Hudson Taylor, established a place to store them while he traveled. And one day upon returning home, he discovered that the storehouse that he had burned down and he'd lost everything entirely. But he was reminded of Romans 8:28, which I'm reading from ESV, but that says, "And we know that for those who love God, all things work together for good, for those who are called according to his purpose." And thinking about this, Hudson Taylor says, "I had not yet learned that all circumstances are necessarily the kindest, wisest, best, because either ordered or permitted by God." I think that's a really cool thing to highlight. Because, one thing that we are not certain of is what we're going to be going through. But one thing that we are definitely certain of is that God's going to be there through every part of it.
Yep.
So we have to trust it.
100%. What a good book club segment.
What a good one.
Next week, we'll be looking at chapter 3, Direction.
Direction.
Not directions. I'm bad with those, but direction. So eager to get into that. If you have any bits of feedback, anything you want to let us know about, feel free to let us know. You can leave us a comment on YouTube, Spotify, anywhere. We'd love to hear from you. Or if you have any cool ideas, we'd love to hear about it. But thanks for listening. We really enjoy getting to share our book club talks with you. So I think we should pray to close out our grace section and then head on into the rest of the podcast. So I guess I don't mind closing this week.
Sounds good.
All right. Let us pray. Dear Lord, we just thank you so much for the ability to gather together and fellowship with each other, us three here in person and those listening online. We're just glad that they can be here and hear our conversation. Lord, we just pray that it is continually honoring to you, that people know how real you are and how real your work in us is, that you would continue to speak through us through the power of your Holy Spirit, because we can't do it on our own. This podcast is never meant to be about us. It's supposed to be all about you and just the joy that you bring, the things you put in our lives that we can look forward to, and music, which you have blessed all three of us with, and our desire and profession and our enjoyment of. We thank you for Pastor Josh, his book. We thank you that you are abounding in steadfast love, and we thank you that you continue to prepare our hearts and continue to teach us to surrender. Lord, we just praise your name, and we just ask for your blessing so we may continue to bless others, all for your glory and our good. We pray all of this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
I think it's time for Trivia! All right, so it's a little different now. I have no questions prepared. Kind of relieving in some ways, but also I'm scared now because I have to answer questions. David is now the trivier. Me and Josh are the trivies.
I'm also scared for the categories.
New points starting from 0.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so Josh technically has one. What are we gonna call it when you win a season of trivia?
A set?
I think set makes sense.
Oh,
Like
man.
tennis?
You don't want to make it a more fun word?
I don't. When you say fun words, I think of print the brackets.
Yeah, print the brackets, trivies, triviers,
Bracketees.
Bracket those.
bracket them.
I'm trying to think. Like, what's something that's synonymous that would like make sense?
I don't know. Hey, you know what? Leave us a comment. What
Yes,
should we
we'll give it to the
call?
audience. Good
what
idea.
should we call the winner of a season of trivia? Because we don't know. Make it fun. Make it interesting. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Please leave a comment. Okay. Subscribe, like, follow.
All right, I gotta hide my question from Josh here.
Yes,
'cause he's
I've not seen
next to
anything.
me.
Okay, here we go.
So
All right.
remind us of the categories.
Well, first off, question 0.
Oh, yes.
Oh, we have question 0.
Yes.
Has Rocky completed Donkey Kong Bonanza?
Do I get points for this?
It's question 0, so no.
Rip.
Wait,
All right, you got your answer?
Oh, yes, I have my answer.
People in the comment section got your answer?
I have my answer.
All right, let's flip them and read.
No!
The answer is still no. We forgot to update you last week, but guess what? It's no different. The answer is still no. I have not.
Touched it.
Nope, I have not. I've been so... Oh, I'm sorry, guys. One day.
It's the question should be, has he played Donkey Kong
Yeah.
Bonanza? Not has he beaten?
So I was just going to boot it up for move like one frame over and like call it.
Yep, I've turned it on.
Oh boy, 3 a.m.
Oh, goodness.
All right, which category would you like first? Music history or geography?
Yes.
I hate both of
They're
them.
both
Geography.
awful, so...
American geography.
We may get a tie for 0 at the end of this.
Well, the question is, who's going to look worse? It's probably going to be me.
Well,
Because
you
I
do
don't
have more education than I do, so
That's... I have degrees in music, not geography.
I have 1 degree in
Either way, you
music.
have to answer both questions.
I say let's ease into it.
Geography.
No. I'd love to do music history first.
Okay.
Oh.
All right, here's the question. When was the modern Ford facing bell mellophone introduced to the marching band?
Oh, that's such a good
Now, hold on. Because we're both horn players, I have to ask a clarifying question. You say
Okay.
modern, like 3-valve.
When the marching bands first started having facing horn.
So not a
mellophones.
bugle.
Not
with
a
2
bugle,
valves,
a mellophone.
3 valves, the mellophone.
mellophone.
Okay, I just want to make sure. Okay.
Oh,
And it could
goodness.
be like a
Is it closest gets
a
it?
few years apart. Yeah, if closest wins.
I think I got this one locked up.
I had to make it really easy for you guys.
This is easy.
Thank you to the cadets history night. I really appreciate
Oh
that.
no!
And I may sound like a fool and get this wrong, but I think I'm close.
This is a big day for
Let's
Rocky
see if
fans.
Safari knows what's up.
I put my answer down. Is it correct?
We'll find out.
Find out.
So as always, the answers will be at the end. As always, we'll be right back after this break. All right, everybody, welcome back to the Grace Notes podcast. We are entering section number 2. That is our notes section, where we're talking about things that we are super duper interested in or excited about for the week or upcoming anytime in the near future.
Anyway,
It's a great segue into mine, but I don't want to go first.
I can tackle this one first.
Go first, Josh.
Okay, so as I talked about last week, my buddy Justice and I have been doing our Minecraft world together. I don't know if there was this. I think there was like a big cave update that came out a little while ago for Minecraft.
A long time ago.
Okay. Well, I didn't realize that, and we have found this massive cave. Every new turn, there's this big opening. Like, it's huge. Like, there's so much going on. We have found 35 something more diamonds. More diamonds. And we've not even gotten to enchanting stuff yet. Okay. We have made 3 full sets of tools and armor. That's how much total diamonds we have found. Okay.
Shine bright like a diamond.
Shine bright like a diamond.
And then we're copyright struck because we
And
just sang
we
it so
lose
spot.
all of it.
What
We
is
just-
like less than 6 seconds, something like that?
I don't know. I feel like YouTube's like, whatcha?
Yeah. Slap on the wrist. No, bad. And then we're now starting to build in this giant underground cave that we found our new underground base. So we're taking all the stuff from up top and we're moving it all the way down to this base that's at like negative 45 Y. So very long travels, and I did lose a lot of experience because I ended up falling down a cliff by accident. But we moved forward.
Did you get any
You know what we
golems
should
to
do?
help?
Did what, huh?
Sorry, go for
Go ahead,
it.
go ahead, Rocky. Go ahead.
And the thing is, we're not even online. We both just said it at the same time.
Yeah, right.
So, do you have any golems helping you? Like,
I have 2 copper golems
Okay.
currently. Yes. I didn't know what those were until a week or 2 ago. Pretty cool.
was it Ryan Trahan that introduced you to the copper golem?
No, it was actually Justice. that showed-
Justice the goat.
Justice is the GOAT, and he is probably listening, too. So shout out Justice.
You know what we should do?
What should I do?
We should take a picture of the start of your base,
Yep.
and then I'll put it in the newsletter.
Okay.
And when your base is finished,
Yep.
we'll put it at that newsletter.
Oh, that's a good
Can we
idea.
can we also put a picture of my current frame in Donkey Kong Bonanza and see if it changes
Yes,
next week?
yes, I agree. Yes. So that's all going very well. And the other thing that I'm really excited about that I found last night that I showed Rocky and David before recording is I can't remember the page name, but there's this page that makes like comedy like based content, but it's all Christian based.
It seems AI generated, but
It
it
seems
is.
AI generated, and I think it is. But there's a couple of videos in there that are really funny, like the one I showed Rocky today and David as well. This guy and he's sitting there like the board with the red lines connecting all the dots. He's trying to figure
crazy
things out.
or trying to
It's like conspiracy theory
yeah.
thing, and he's sitting there like, wait, if Mary gave birth to Jesus, and Jesus is the Lamb of God, that means Mary had a little lamb. And it's just like stuff like that. And then there's another one where this girl's like, man, I'm alone on Valentine's Day. And this other girl's like, I wouldn't know what it's like. I have someone in my life who died for my sins. And Jesus shows up. John 3:16. It's just... It's just so silly.
It's just so silly.
Oh, but it makes my heart so happy because like it's actually like I hate that content now on all social media platforms is so like gross and profane. That's what I'm looking for. It's just very like I don't like it, and we need to steer away from that content because it's drifting people away from what we need to be focusing on. So I see stuff like that and I'm like, I like this because I actually looked at the things and like they're actually like biblically based, more or less. So, yeah, I found that and I thought it was really funny.
That reminds me, totally not. I love when we go off I mean, I guess they are kind of tangents, but it's like to springboard off of that. Do you remember the trend? And I don't know if it's still trending or not, where they like people used AI video tools to generate like biblical characters doing a vlog of things that have like happened. Have you not seen this?
No.
No, neither of you have seen this.
I know.
Oh my gosh. It's like, hey, Daniel here in the lion's den. Like it's just if biblical characters were like influencers or vlogging, like
Oh no, I need to see that though.
like yeah, even one with like Elijah, like with the whole like fire coming down, like about to show all these Baal worshippers what's up. Like, it's just it's yes. So while totally ridiculous, it's funny and still biblically based. Like please don't watch these younger generation and think that they're accurate as to what happened.
Yeah, please, like actually read your
big
Bible.
moments, sure, but like no, he was not like, bro, about to go slay some of these Baal worshippers.
You're right.
like priests. No, it's not. Nope.
There's 2 more videos from that page that I want to bring up. The big one that's really popular is this guy walks in and he's like, dude, Jesus is risen from the dead. And he goes, no way. And Jesus comes in, he's like, Yahweh. And and then the other one, I had it. This dude's singing in a forest, and the guy next to him's like, dude, you gotta be careful. You're gonna start a forest choir. And then a choir comes in from the trees. It's just so silly. But the one was like, no way, Yahweh. That one's really blown up. That one's all over the place.
I love that.
It's really funny. But those are my notes. That's my notes. That's actually for the week.
All right, I guess my turn. Everybody pointed at me. Well, warmer weather this week, which is amazing.
Actually,
It was 65 degrees today, and I was able to ride my bike to school and from school, which was a lot of fun, even though on the way back is all uphill. And it sucks. and my legs feel like
I enjoyed it, but it sucked.
It was amazing and it was great, but it sucks.
It's just that hill.
Just the hill.
And after that, when I get out the bike, my legs feel like spaghetti and want to fall apart. But yeah.
And it sucks.
Just the hill.
What were we talking about? Being patient with the process.
Trust
right?
the process. There's going to be ebbs and flows and switchbacks and hills and valleys, but you got to push through.
Even if it sucks.
Even if it sucks. The Lord was still there.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
And he always will
Because
be.
It tied into my running, and it's making my legs
Stronger! Yeah!
Because
Huge
my
day for
quads are
David
getting
fans.
stronger, and my legs are getting stronger from my running.
Absolutely.
So
If you're a bicyclist and a runner, what is that? What word?
Athletic.
I was
well, we're missing one sport, and that's swimming. And that's
So you're
a triathlon.
So you're not a triathlon. A diathlon?
diathlete.
I mean,
The
he probably
Olympics
felt
are
like
listening
he
like,
was-
oh god.
Oh yeah, our audience is over us at this point. Oh man.
That's all I have, Rocky.
Okay, moving
Called
on.
Intense leg day is what it's called.
I feel like you probably barely survived that one. Speaking of that, or our audience barely survived our jokes. Segues to mine. I'm super excited for Survivor 50 coming up at the end of this month. It's in the hands of the fans. I've seen so many social media posts about some of our friends that have gone and, well, not our friends necessarily, but some friends from throughout the country that I've seen of mine throughout the years or acquaintances that have found some of these hidden immunity idols. Survivor hid actual immunity idols in like public places you could line up if you figured out the clue, which wasn't hard to figure out if you used AI. Which they don't have on the island. And you could go to these places, line up, go get in line, meet some probably famous Survivor people that would be there. While also, if you get to the front of the line, you get the immunity idol, and you have a chance to go to the live show for the finale to figure out who won Survivor 50, which is a bunch of fan favorites that have come back to play the game. A lot of them more modern. So I'm super excited about it. Me and Marissa watch it all the time. We love Survivor. We also love Beast Games, which we're watching right now, season 2. I think there's like 2 episodes left at the time of this recording. Super excited to see about that. And of course, still so hyped for Ryan 3000 because he's still posting every day. Ryan 3000 Minecraft video. It's Ryan Trahan posting every day. I think he did a census today of how many chickens he has. It's like 29,000 chickens.
Oh my gosh.
Roughly. So he's got 29,000. I think he's got to get up to like 340,000 chickens by the end of the year, but he's got plenty of time. He's got his chicken automation farm like going. So we always look forward to that. I love getting to come home to my wife and going, hey, you want to watch Ryan Trahan while we eat dinner? Yeah. And so we watch Ryan Trahan. It's just like our thing, brings us together. So Ryan, if you found this podcast somehow, you're listening to it, thank you for making a video every day, even though I know it's probably not the easiest when you're like on the road. So.
And we'd love to have you on the podcast.
Yeah, Ryan.
Yes.
I know you just did one in Maryland, so if you want to, you could just come to Georgia. It's not as far.
You've done 50 states.
We'll pick you
You've done
up.
50 days, right? So,
We'll pick you up from the Atlanta airport. You just
Yep.
let us know, and we'd love to have you on.
Yep.
We probably need a bigger table.
yep.
He can share this mic with me. It'll be okay.
Rocky and I'll play a duet for you on the horn.
David will add in a little pa-rum-pa-pum-pum. And yes.
Rocky, I had to ask you another question. Tied in from last week.
Still haven't finished Donkey Kong Bonanza.
No.
Okay.
Have you made any progress on the Mr. Beast puzzle?
I'd love to tell you that I had, but I didn't. It did inspire me, though,
Cool.
to do my wife's Valentine's Day scavenger hunt.
Yes, it did.
So, my wife's Valentine's Day gift was heavily inspired by the Mr. Beast puzzle in the sense that I hid various clues, and not just like scavenger hunt, like go here, do this. It was, it started by me giving her a clue that said, beneath the lumens. And lumens, she had to like look up, and that was like, oh, light, oh, lamp. Oh, which lamp is it under? It's under this lamp. She found the next clue. It was a cipher with a map. And she had to figure out what the keyword was. They're all places, all the keywords and all the important things and dates were, places that we had been throughout our relationship and our our marriage. So that was really cool to do. And not to bore you with all the details, but 2 more ciphers later, a crossword puzzle, and an error in leaving the letter L out of the word finale in the final puzzle. We ended up getting her to the back of her car where she found this Heart of Joyride candy, and she also had just a vase of flowers that I arranged myself. So yeah, and of course I wrote her a letter that day too. So it was a lot of fun. So Mr. Beast helped inspire that. Ciphers, I felt like I was doing National Treasure. Wish I remembered that there was an L in finale, because when she got the final clue was finale equals car, and it just said Finale equal car. What?
Who is Finale and why are they in my car?
I had to stand over her shoulder and go, "Oh, I'm so sorry." It's like the one thing I didn't test was remembering to add an L.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of fun.
I wanted to ask about the Mr. Beast puzzle because as of recording,
No one has solved
no one has solved it yet.
So there's still a chance that one of us could be millionaires.
Yep, and then we'll get our studio.
We'll get the studio.
And we'll be set.
It'll be good. Although, how are we going to take our studio and push it somewhere else? Whenever we
Can you
move.
tell we watch SpongeBob?
We do. That's what, like the second, third reference this podcast.
Something like that.
Something like that. Finland.
There's 4.
There it is. So if you want to help us solve it, that'd be great. But no, there's just, it's so complex, and I'm glad they did it that way, because if it was easy, I don't think it would have been worth the $1 million. But here I was thinking people were going to like solve it in like 24 hours, and I was like, I don't have time. I work a full-time job. Where now I feel like you can do a lot more with it.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll look at it again when we get some more hints in a few days. So, yeah.
Yep. Supposedly there's people that are claiming that they are near solution, but they are still not quite there yet. So I think it closes on April 2nd. I think.
Yeah,
that's the
so
deadline.
it's scheduled to go for a while. I'm not sure they've even released all the stages yet. I feel like they're drip feeding some of those stages out to us.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
I don't know. And the thing is, somebody will be like, why don't you just use AI to help you? I did, and it gave me false information. So, whatever. It's like scouring.
Yeah, AI. Yeah.
Google's Gemini normally is great for helping streamline a lot of things, but it got so confused about asking for things. Look for this button. I was like, what? There's no button. What are you talking about? Well, it says on this online forum. No, it doesn't. Hallucinating. They must have thought of this, or they got really lucky, and it just
Yeah,
so,
right.
if you have the answer, let us know about it.
Yeah, don't tell Mr. Beast first. Tell us.
Tell us first,
And then we'll confirm.
we'll confirm with Mr. Beast.
Yes.
Yeah, and so, boys, gentlemen's agreement. If they send it to our email, we will split it 3 ways.
So, yep. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
there we go.
Yep,
Shaking
yep,
hands.
yep, yep.
Okay, great. We
All
love
right,
y'all.
beautiful.
Well, no, let's be fair. 4 ways with the person that sent it.
Oh,
to
yeah,
us.
yeah.
Okay, there you go.
So now you have to.
Yep. Or you can take it all for yourself.
I mean, you could, but you shook your hands, so.
That's right. You totally forced them to shake their hand
Yeah.
while listening to the podcast. Hope they weren't driving. Okay. I think that it's time for Trivia! All right, David's going to take us off with the second question.
All right, second question is a geography question.
Oh, God.
In America,
Okay.
I live there. That's about all.
Really, me too.
That's all I got.
No way.
closest in miles.
Oh, no.
We're doomed.
I'm already...
What about kilometers? Just kidding.
I was thinking hours, but that would be too easy. Closest in miles. How far away is Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta from UGA? Taking the fastest route that Apple Maps or Google Maps will give you.
Yeah. I just
from
wanna-
UGA.
That's what I feel. I wrote it down. If you get, sorry, it's an audio podcast, so just us silently writing probably doesn't get you much. But
I have my answer.
I have my answer.
We're prepared.
Answers will be at the end as always. Good luck to us. We'll be back after the break. All right, everyone, welcome back to our final section of the Grace Notes podcast, Grace Notes, where we talk about music. Who wants to kick this one off? Great, David.
So this past weekend, UGA hosted their annual New Music Festival, and we did a recording project on the side of that on Sunday night, last night. And it went, I would say, really well. It's a very unique festival where composers all over the country ask students at UGA to play their pieces, and different ensembles will take them on, and I was part of the contemporary chamber ensemble, and so our professor for that gave us a group of pieces, and I had two, one for vibraphone and bass clarinet, which was a lot of fun to put together, a unique texture you don't really hear, and then the other was for flute, clarinet, cello, violin, piano, and multi-percussion, which is congas, bongos, bells, suspended cymbal, sizzle cymbal, fiber slap, and a piece of wood.
Piece of wood.
Please tell us more about that one. That one's very intriguing. How do you
So-
play this piece of wood?
On the sheet music, it said jawbone.
Sorry, SpongeBob reference again. Just like the Band Geeks episode where they like, and now the winds and percussion. Sorry.
Okay, number 5.
Please tell us how you played it. Please.
On the sheet music, it says jawbone. So,
Wait a minute.
Did he?
I looked up jawbone in Safari. Because sometimes composers put weird things for percussionists to play. And so, it literally pulled up a dinosaur bone.
What do you do with
Excuse me, ma'am, at the museum. Can I need to borrow that for my percussion part.
I need a bone for my piece.
So I found next best solution, and I took a guiro, which is the Latin instrument with the ripples in it that makes the scratching sound.
Yep.
The fish.
I hit it with my drumstick, and it sounded like a piece of the drumstick hitting a piece of wood. So it worked.
They're sitting there in rehearsal like, yes, that's the dinosaur. We're
Yes.
good.
Composers, please.
And it turns out he was obviously there because they all invited all the composers to come to the concerts, and about 70 composers, famous, some new, were at each of the concerts. So kind of scary to play as well because you're playing their piece, where professional musicians and professors have already played the piece first to get it recorded for us. And so the fact that he came up to us and was like, that was a really amazing run, and you guys did incredibly well with it. And it's just a huge compliment. And we put that together in about 2 weeks because we didn't get the music until that time. So we had a lot of Sunday night rehearsals, and it was not the best, but we made it work. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. And then other than that, let's see, what other thing did I have? I think that was it. And so Friday, my schedule was studio class, brass band, straight into concert. And so I didn't get to eat after lunch until like 9:30.
Jeez.
So, and I had to move all my jawbone, congas, and all that to the concert hall.
It's a lot of equipment.
Did you bring a golf cart? Loaded all
I
up?
had a
Or
cart,
gator?
yes,
Okay.
but still quite heavy.
Anything from the trolley.
Like a chocolate frog.
The chocolate frog.
And a dinosaur
jawbone.
dinosaur jawbone, please.
So yeah, and then last night we recorded it. I just looked at my notes and remembered. We recorded it, and it took like 10 takes to get a really, really solid run.
Yep.
And so it was for undergraduate students, recording project to get his recording certificate.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm excited to hear a close to a perfect run on it when
Amazing.
it's done.
That's
Love
great.
that. Love that.
Cool.
I'll gladly go next. Let's talk about AI songwriting for a minute.
Oh, I have a lot to say about this.
This,
So
whether or not you agree or disagree or however you feel about it, I want you to understand that I typed a prompt in. Like, it's been a while since I've done this. Like, there were the early days of, like, AI songwriting. AI has come so far in such a short amount of time.
please. Scary.
Yes. While it's not really creating new things, it's taking things it knows and synthesizing them into what is basically just like another SpongeBob reference, rippy bits or collage, right? And just right. That's what it knows to do.
Yep.
It's not creating anything new like a human could in terms of creation, but it's getting really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
Last night, Marissa and I died laughing because we asked Suno, Suno, songwriting, to write us a song about Marissa's mom, my mother-in-law, having to throw out bread week after week. And I just want to play a little bit for you all because this was all AI generated. I was just kidding. It would help if my volume was turned up, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that might
The
be.
anticipation. I'm playing you 4 minutes and 33 seconds.
Karen's in the kitchen, paper bags in her arms, says they had fresh Italian. I was caught by its charm. Lou's on the counter, Lou's on the chair, 3 on the toaster, 1 on the stair.
Here it comes.
Italian bread again, you love it bad. It ends, goes from golden
We're dancing if we can't. You can't see that.
to a rock by the weekend.
Very high pitched male singing.
Trash can is its best friend. Oh no, I'll keep grieving over bread.
And it just goes on. And I'm like,
God.
how did it write this?
You
Like,
send it to her?
yeah. Karen fully has that.
Shout out, Karen.
Shout out to Karen, the great mother-in-law, the only one I have. And we just laughed so hard about that last night. We also had different AI write an ode to all this like bread thing that was going on, and we laughed about that.
Yep.
And AI songwriting is getting out of hand,
Yeah.
and like that. The only things I could tell by listening to that, it said loaves like Louvres a few times. Other than that,
Catch that.
it's very, very like it added a female harmony at the chorus.
Yep. And there was some weird chord stuff that happened at the end too. Like it borrowed from
Something it's heard.
It borrowed. Yeah, exactly.
We've come a long way from Will Smith eating spaghetti.
Yeah. I just saw that video yesterday. Actually, I was like the progression of how AI has gone from since like what 2023. I think that's
It's
what it was.
it's so fast.
It's ridiculous.
We're only at the beginning.
Yeah, but going to the AI songwriting stuff, there's nothing funnier than having it like write like this really emotional ballad about something so not serious. I've done that with my little brother. His name's Jared, and I wrote down some things about him. And I was like, write this really emotional, really like soft ballad about my brother Jared who does this and likes this and whatever. And it was really good. And I was crying because it's so heartfelt, but it's just sitting there like, Jared likes eating Popeye's chicken. It's just it's like, oh my God.
Maybe we should make one about the podcast
Oh
and
my
see
God.
what it says.
And link it.
Yeah,
Yes.
right.
Maybe we'll that'll be a newsletter for the future.
Yeah, right. I do think it is terrifying how quick it does it, but you cannot like look over how just amusing it can be sometimes.
I think it's very amusing. I don't think it could. I hope it couldn't take the job of a real songwriter.
Oh, it will never replace it. It doesn't come close because
I think-
you can tell.
Yeah, I think the problem, or should I say, if you say, well, AI could eventually just take over everything, artists are doing. Okay, the problem though is that AI still needs something new for it to learn or just learn from in its models, for it to create something newish, or else it'll just keep creating the same thing over and over again.
And humans
eventually.
are creating AI right now, so
That is true.
It's true.
Unless AI creates AI, then
No, don't start on that. I watched a video about how the world could like descend into like all this stuff is like this happens here and then this AI does this and it's controlling all this infrastructure, but then that AI is in charge of developing AI, so AI gets developed 10 years quicker than it did previously. So now we're at this AI and this AI does this, but then the US is going to fight this other country over the AI that's to ruin the world. It's a whole. I'll send you that video. Yeah, it's slightly depressing. But I remain optimistic. Because I don't think we can continue to just expand AI to the point that we currently... Like, data centers cannot just take over the United States. Like, it costs too much money. OpenAI, I feel like, is already bleeding money.
It is.
It's just not sustainable in its current... Because more people will keep using it, and it's going to keep costing more money. I just don't think it's... You can get models to run locally. I think that using it as a tool should be where it kind of stops. Just keep improving that. Keep minimizing how, like, making it smaller and smaller and draw less and less energy, and eventually we'll be in a place where, like, cool.
Yeah.
But generative AI, AI to help make tedious tasks quicker, definitely on board for maximizing that.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. For myself, in my Grace Note section, I am performing on several things this week. First of those being a recital on Wednesday for my friend Joseph Johnson. Shout out Joseph Johnson. I'm playing on his final doctoral recital. He graduates this year. He'll be Dr. Johnson. Very big day for Joe fans. And I'm playing on a horn quartet with him and my friends Connor and Jake. It's a piece that was written by someone named Mariana, who is a UGA alum. I also have, again, I've talked about before my rekindled passion for producing music on my phone GarageBand stuff, right? Which I've now translated to my iPad. And I know, big day.
Big day for Josh fans.
Big day for Josh fans. Now, what I've been doing is I've been taking instrumentals of songs that I really like, and I've been adding my vocals on top of it. And my most recent project was Charlie Puth's most recent release with him and Kenny G. And I added my own little synth things. I added my own vocals to it. And I'm actually quite proud of it. I think it turned out pretty well. And maybe someday it'll come up. Who knows? Charlie Puth, if you want to collab, let me know, man. I'm down to do the thing. And
we're going to his concert.
We are going to his concert in June. So I might be like, hey, Charlie, check this thing out.
Josh and Charlie.
Josh and Charlie.
Or the Wood and Puth.
Oh, my God.
I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I like that. Rocky just rolled his eyes to the back of his skull.
I immediately regretted it after I said it.
So, Mr. Puth, Professor Puth, if you're listening, we could collab. Maybe. I don't know. The other name that I want to talk about that I've been I've been a fan of his stuff for a long time, but I've recently had a rekindled passion for this person. Does anyone here know the name Tim Fallon at all? No? Okay.
I was going to make a joke about Fallen. But
No. It's not even spelled like that. It's Follin, by the way. Tim Fallon, born in 1970. I'm reading this from his Wikipedia article. He's a video game music composer, and he's done a lot of stuff mainly for NES and SNES. He's made all these, when it comes to making NES music and SNES music, and I could be wrong in saying this, but you are limited to how many channels of sounds that you have. And I think for NES it was like 4 different channels. And Tim had this, he's still alive and active. He had this way of manipulating these sound waves into all these different things. To the point, there's a game called Plock that came out for SNES, and it has this really convincing harmonica sound, which Miyamoto literally claimed upon first listen that he used a modded SNES to get the sound, because he was that impressed that he can get that prominent of a harmonica sound on an SNES bass. So clearly knows his way around programming for music, and it's all really good, like harmonically dense, really groovy stuff that I think y'all would all really like. So check out his stuff because it's really cool. And I actually played one of those songs in my oral skills class today, and their faces, they're like lit up. They were like, "This is the coolest thing ever." So yes, give him a listen because he's got some good stuff out there.
Would you say that when you listened to it, your heart just was melting and falling apart?
Yes. But yes, I would listen to his stuff because holy. Speaking of holy, what Christian songs are y'all listening to?
Christian song of the week. That was good. That was good.
I'll start with mine.
Okay.
So my sorry, that was really funny. My song that I chose is titled "None Like You, Lord" by Mercy Chinwo. Great song. The female vocalist Mercy, she has this really deep, like resonant alto range, and it threw me off when I first heard her on this track. It's so good. It's so good. "None Like You, Lord," Mercy Chinwo. Give it a listen.
I am listening to and have been listening to "The Love of God." I try to base this off of what just pops into my head during the week when I'm like doing random things, and like this one, like there's never for me like there's been a lot of songs that talk about the cry of our hearts, and like just this one is one of those that I can like belt full out like we talked about last week, and I'm just wearing my heart on my sleeve, and we're just talking about the love of God and how amazing it is. This is "The Love of God" by Brandon Lake and Phil Wickham, making sure I remember to actually add the artists. And it's just so powerful. Oh, how great is the love of God. He paid our debt on that rugged cross. For all our days we will sing his praise.
Is that the one that's
How great is the love of God?
Yeah, it's how's it go?
Singing.
Where will I be? Where will I be? Is it that one or is it a different one?
I think it's a different one.
Different one? Okay.
Different one.
We sing it at Prince a lot. Singing,
Oh,
how great is the love of God. Yeah, that one.
He paid our debt on
On that
the
rugged
cross.
cross. Yep, it's just a
For
good
all
one.
of our days we will sing our Savior's praise.
How great is the love of God. God.
All right.
I can't do it. I can't go up the octave on that one.
My Christian song of the week is a song called "Child of God," and it is by Taya, a new artist I recently discovered. And she's been around for a while making EPs and singles, but she only has 2 main solo albums. And the newest one was last year. And she has such a unique voice, and it's so powerful, and yet in her softer, slower songs is so tender and gentle, and it's incredible. But this song just talks about what it was like before she knew Jesus, and then what it was like after she knew Jesus. The chorus being "I'm a child of God," and so just praising her testimony through that song, basically.
Love that.
That's cool. That's really cool.
And I always love when worship artists make the music fun for their instrumentalists too. And so a lot of those songs are very simple, and they're just a couple chords here and there, or simple drum beat here and there, or no drum beat at all for the drummer. But like this song and a couple of her songs like groove pretty hard, and I was playing along to the drum set earlier today, and they were a lot of fun. So
I love that. Fun for everyone.
mm-hmm.
And a testimony, all in one.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. Well, it's time for trivia.
Oh God.
That's what this whole podcast has been about. All right. So, David is going to reread the questions. We're going to flip them and read, and then we're going to see who comes away with any points today. It did say closest, so we could be really far off.
We could be. I think I might be. I think I am.
Let me add my unit of measurement. Unit of measurement I got to add to this last one because I feel like one of my past...
miles.
Yeah, my math teacher would be really upset.
I do have my miles written in.
See, I would have got points taken off.
Question 1. When was the modern forward-facing bell mellophone introduced to the marching band? And this is the year.
Okay, I said the year 2000.
2000.
I said 1965.
From what I saw online...
Oh, you said marching band, not drum corps. Shoot.
Oh, I thought I was
I said marching band, yep.
Oh.
From what I saw online, it was 1900s to 1930s when high school
Wow,
marching bands
really?
started to use it.
I quit. I'm not an expert anymore.
Okay, I thought I was
Josh
way
gets the
off.
point.
So Josh gets the
gets the point.
point.
No way! I thought I was so off. Rocky said 2000. I was like, oh, dude, no way.
That's when bugles, like in the drum and bugle corps world, switched over around then. I'm pretty
I
sure it was
see.
around the year 2000.
Because they saw what it was being done in high schools, probably.
Well,
And
yeah,
they
they were realizing that why are we making kids relearn new
Yeah.
instruments?
Yep.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and people were like, you got rid of the bugles, it's
Yeah.
softer. But
Yeah.
it really does make a huge
You did
difference.
what I did on the Spotify question because I misheard it, and the question was when was it founded, right?
Rocky gets to experience it now.
Yeah, true.
I am surrendering. And he's preparing me for the future questions.
Yes. What direction will we be going
All
next?
right. The second question was, closest in miles, how far away is Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, where the Falcons play, from UGA? Taking the fastest route. Answer, turn your boards around.
I said 95 miles.
I said 60.3 miles.
Oh, okay.
I can see why you got there. It is 71 miles.
Okay, so you're closer, Rocky.
I win the
Yay!
point, so we are tied. Oh, such a good feeling. Okay.
Rocky did the 60 mile an hour.
I did
six
that and then
rounds.
realized that
yeah,
traffic
that's
is
smart.
stupid going into Atlanta and was like, it's actually closer than we think. It just takes forever to get there.
I accounted for traffic in my math.
But traffic doesn't count for miles.
Yeah, oops. Oh well. Well, we're tied now.
We are
Alright.
tied evenly. That makes an exciting
That does make it
match
exciting.
up for round 2 of 4.
And it's not 0 points either.
Yeah, it's not
right.
Although the comeback king, though, I mean,
That's true,
you came
dude.
back and tied it up in the last round there, and for season 1 of trivia.
Yep.
So this is this great start to a season 2 of trivia. We're still in season 1 of the podcast. Don't get confused, people. This is episode 5, and we are just so thrilled to get to do this with you guys every week. Josh, David, it's been a pleasure. I'm Rocky,
I'm Josh.
And I'm David.
and this has been
Grace Notes. Kapoo.